Welcome back to the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I'm Colin. And
I'm Craig, trying to cut me off with your coughing.
we don't have that other schmuck Daniel with us today. But I think it's
Who?
fitting that it's just us two, because last time we talked about Super Mario Brother movie, it was just us two. We talked about the 93 one last year, and now finally the new one came out about a week ago. And it's been getting mixed reviews from critics, but has gotten overwhelmingly positive reviews from the audience. And
And doing
I,
very well financially too. They're saying like it's the highest animated opening of all time,
yeah, it's
or
it,
something close to
so
that.
far in about a week or so, it's grossed $445 million, and I don't even know if it's been released in Japan yet.
It hasn't.
Yeah, so I can imagine that's gonna just skyrocket. So, without further ado, Craig, what did you think of the new Mario movie?
I like that. I mean, I think it's a very as faithful as the adaptation as you could get for a Mario movie, which I
Yes,
think is a good thing.
I liked it more than I thought I would. Just seeing the Illumination brand on it, I had very low expectations. I'm sure as you did too.
I don't remember what I said in the or what we talked about months ago, but I didn't have the highest of hopes, but definitely exceeded them.
Yes, I mean, I have some problems with the script, because this is stuff I've noticed even when I was watching it. I was like, oh my god. But I still liked it, and no, we're not going to be talking about the differences between this and the 93 movie. We'd be here for like 3 days if we did that.
I mean, what's there to talk about? It's like I mean, the only similarities is the beginning, and like that's it.
Did you know that? But we'll talk about this movie in a second. But originally, they shot a scene in the 93 one where Mario and Luigi at the end are approached by a Nintendo executive, and then they're talking about their adventures, and they're going to turn that into a game. And it kind of got lost in translation. So the game became what it is because of that loss, because it got lost in translation. The directors are saying the adventures in Dino Hatton was the real story. The game is just misinterpreted. I thought that was
Yeah, I remember
interesting.
seeing that like some online fact over the years.
Yeah, I thought that was just interesting. I read that a couple of days ago. But now with this movie, I think I'll talk about some of the stuff I did not like. I thought the inclusion of pop songs was really annoying, and it kind of bothered me because it didn't really fit the movie at all.
It's funny because a lot of people have been saying that, and it didn't bother me as much. I mean, there were '80s songs, which I guess were a cliche, but
They could have
because
removed the "Take on Me" when they're driving with that monkey in the car. I would have
yeah,
removed that entirely. There's no reason to have that. They could have used more instrumental beats from some other Mario songs, as the soundtrack already did. They could have had an opportunity to do that. And they had "Holding Out for a Hero," and I kept on thinking of Shrek 2 and how it was so much better used in that movie than this one.
I know. Yeah, I know the pop music wasn't popular among most people. I didn't mind it too much, but did you know that they actually had original tracks for those? Like, I think every point in the movie where they played licensed music, they actually had original music that they replaced at some point during production.
That's just shameful. That is shameful.
Which is funny too because I actually really liked a lot of the music from the movie.
Yeah, they really utilized the soundtracks from the games really well in this one, and definitely the soundtrack to this movie is one of the best parts of it too.
Yeah, because I don't think any adaptation or this video game movie adaptation has ever used its music like this. Like I think they're lucky to get a track, let alone the whole movie's music is basically pulled straight from the 40 years of history from the games.
Yeah, they really did their homework, it seems, and I appreciated it. It's just a shame that, like, if you what you said is true, that
No, it is true because like I listened to I've listened to it. There was like the Donkey. It was when they got to the Kong Kingdom. It was very Donkey Kong Country inspired, and they replaced it with that the
"Take
Take
on
on
Me."
Me.
Oh, that's shameful. What about the "I Need a Hero"? What song is supposed to play at that?
I think it was like a remix of the World 1-1 ground theme. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that would have been better. Like the "I Need a Hero" is just. I think the song was remixed a little bit. Did not sound like the original song.
See, I think you're wrong. I think we're so used to the Shrek 2 one that that's actually the
No, I
original
know what
one.
the original one sounds like. I think the voice is the same. They just added something to the background. I might be wrong.
Maybe I don't
I've
know.
only seen the movie once.
I am more used to the Shrek one. I'll admit.
Well, the Shrek one's infinitely better than the original one. What else should we talk about? Oh, I guess we
Because
can talk about negatives.
I just want to say one thing more thing about the
Yes,
music. It
yes,
definitely. I mean, I will say this. It definitely does help when there's no rights issues with the music. Because I know like
yes.
Godzilla, there are rights issues. Because I know like I think in Japan it's more common for the composer to own the rights, not the company.
Yeah, they'd have to like for King of the Monsters, for example. They'd have to get permission from whoever wrote like Mothra's theme, which is different than Godzilla's theme. It was written by two different people. So they'd have to get permission from each one of those artists to use original music, which is a giant pain. I
Yeah,
can
because they
imagine
don't
it's
have
a
that issue.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's
they
not.
did.
Yeah, you go, you go.
So they did credit Koji Kondo, he did write most of the music they pulled from the games, but there was like like the DK rap he didn't do.
Yes, yes.
It was yeah, because the guy who one of the people who worked on it was like mad he didn't get credit for it. Like I get it, but they did credit the game, so close enough.
I mean, those people are they not aware of how many people have to get credited? I mean,
Well, I guess
at
he was
least for a
hoping,
movie, it's like over 1,000 people probably, or close to 1,000.
and I will say, like, I mean, not that it helps, but there were other people who wrote like they pulled stuff from Mario Galaxy, right? And they didn't credit those people. They didn't credit other people too for all the other songs they pulled.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Not to say it's okay, but I mean, he's not the only one. I think he's the only one that's just complaining.
Sounds right. Do you have any other negatives before I get into mine?
Um, I'd say one of the negatives, like, I know it's very short, but like maybe some scenes could have been a little longer. That's really like I know it was very fast paced, but I feel like a lot of like scenes like linger a little more than they could have. Like when Mario is talking to DK in the Unagi's belly, they're like, "Oh yeah, our dads don't like each other," and then immediately they're flying out of the Unagi to go save the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, I feel like they could be spit a little longer of a scene.
Yes, I think the movie is very short and it feels short, which is a good thing, kind of, because you don't want a movie to be 92 minutes long and it feels like you're there forever. That's like an Adam Sandler movie. You don't want that.
I mean, even if like for 90 minutes, it felt very quick.
Yes, I was gonna say one of my other new complaints is that Luigi's not really in the movie, and I know Mario goes on his quest to save Luigi. I know that that's like the whole point, but it's just kind of like it's a shame
Yeah,
that they kind of sideline Luigi for most of the movie. But at least
I know people.
he gets to shine at the end, which kind of makes up for it, but not really.
Yeah, because I mean, people were complaining that how come he was rescuing Luigi, not Peach? But it's like, well, why would he rescue Peach? He doesn't know her yet.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. That was fine. I'm glad they actually gave Peach something to do because I
Oh
can
yeah, like
imagine they could have just had her sitting in some corner the whole movie, which definitely would not sit well with most people. I'd assume. Like I really wouldn't care.
I mean, it wouldn't bother me too much, but a lot of people online would be very upset about that.
Yeah, they would flip out if Peach was just sidelined. So at least she was like active and was doing stuff.
But she wasn't like a mean or annoying either, which I was very thankful for.
Yes, I could imagine if this was put in Disney's hands, they would have made
Peach would
her
have been the real hero. Peach would
obnoxious.
have like speared Bowser with the halberd and just killed him.
Yeah, she would have done something crazy.
Peach was the real hero all along.
So things that bothered me in the script was I felt like they didn't really allow more time to have like Mario just get piled on by his family. I feel like they could have added more to that because the way the movie treats Mario in the beginning is like he's a loser, and that's fine because he can have that heroic arc. But I just wish they added more to that. And the part that especially bothered me was at the end when Mario needs that motivation. he gets knocked into that shop they were in earlier, and
The
then the
Punch Out
TV.
Pizzeria.
Yeah, the pizza, not the pizza. The big TV screen is all broken, and then when Mario needs that inspiration, it turns on at that moment. I'm like, ugh, oh, that is so bad. That is so lazy and so bad. I think what they should have done is either have the TV playing the ad, and then like a poster next to it, and then when it's destroyed, Mario can see like the posters all torn up by Brooklyn or whatever, and that could motivate him. Or Mario could just hear his parents doubting him in his head, and that's what gives him the will to get up and fight again. I
Get
think,
up, Mario.
yeah,
Get up, you lazy
get up, you
bum.
bum, you lazy plumber. I think that would have been much better than what was in the movie. Because I know it's for kids, and kids aren't going to think about that, but that is just so lazy, and that actually really bothered me. Because that's what amateurs do.
Also, like they go to like a flashback of like Spike mocking them earlier in that same pizzeria.
Yeah, you could just literally hear all the voices. Don't have where the TV's literally like broken and then just turns on showing the ad. That is so bad. It felt very film school ish.
I would say I have another negative. It's but because I think for the most part the voice cast was fine. I think lots of people owe Chris Pratt an apology.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you continue what you're gonna say, then I'll continue.
Well, because I mean, to me the only real miss was Cranky Kong.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Because hearing him, like, it's not how I would imagine Cranky Kong. He sounded like I don't know how to describe it, but he did not sound like you would think like an old angry man would sound.
Yeah, he sounds like an old comedian, not how like an old monkey would sound.
Not like old monkey, but like Cranky Kong in the games was the old man, like back in my day, and he did not sound like that at all. Like, and I mean, I know he's not a king instead of like just the patriarch of the Donkey Kong family, but still, like, it's just not how I would have imagined it.
I guess let's talk about the voice cast then. I thought everyone was really good. I was shocked that Seth Rogen wasn't bad. He had his dumb, hippie laugh,
It-
whatever you want to
yeah,
call
his goof off.
it.
Yeah, when he's Mario shrunk.
Yeah, he only
It's
did
like,
that once, and I was like, you know what?
thank
For
God.
I think they knew. I think they knew it was a joke, kind of, because there's no reason for him to laugh like that in the movie. But in the context of the movie, him laughing like that one time was okay in my books.
It just hits his laugh. That's the only thing. Like, I hate it.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. But Donkey Kong coming out to the DK rap, and then he had his tie on his bicep and he flexed it. And what was it? His pecs were bouncing up and down. Like
Oh,
they
he's like, that's what
clearly
they
had a
came
lot.
for.
They
Dancing packs.
clearly had a lot of fun with Donkey Kong.
Well, how
And
could you not?
that was probably like that was so funny just hearing the DK rap because I would never expected that in a
I
Mario
mean,
movie.
I wouldn't have expected either, but like at that point, with how many references they were pulling, like from all throughout like Nintendo's history, and like even just like the Mario history, like all 40 plus years. I mean, we should have expected
That's
it.
true, but that was a great scene.
DK.
The Donkey Kong.
Even the arena, like they had Chunky Kong. I don't think it's appeared in anything since DK64.
Yeah, they had Diddy and Dixie Kong. I'm sure there was a bunch of other Donkey Kongs that I just don't know like the character names.
I mean, those were like the real big ones. I think they had a picture of Swanky Kong, one of the posters I saw, but I never saw him.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with those monkeys. Yeah, we were talking about Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was actually pretty good, and then I like how it's kind of like a misdirection. Again, I think the people who made this movie listened to all the criticism because Chris Pratt had the terrible like Italian, like the typical Mario sound in the beginning with that ad they made. They wasted all their money on. I was
Well, I think that was
thinking,
like a joke to
yeah,
get him
yeah, yeah.
like to
Like
do
they knew it was. But I was thinking in my head like, oh no.
it. Well, I've seen people say this online. I kind of agree. Like, I think they picked like the worst lines in the trailer for some reason. Because like in the
Yes.
trailers was like, I mean, they pick "Where am I?" Like the worst line you could pick. Like no motion, no. I mean, there was a motion, like no accent, nothing.
I mean, maybe they just want to stir up some controversy.
Yeah, like the Sonic trailer.
Oh, I mean, that was a mess and a half. But yeah, Chris Pratt, yeah, as you said, he deserves a lot of like they people need to apologize to him.
Because I mean, he sounded like what do you think Margaret sounded like? Energetic, never give up. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, Charlie Day was also pretty good as Luigi for the amount he was in. And I like how they had the whole Mario family too. Like they're just ripping on Mario too. I was like, geez.
Like I expected his parents, but like who are these other people? Like his aunts and uncles. I'm like, who are these people?
That's when Mario just says like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, and you just hear a gunshot.
Oh no, no, that's normal Brooklyn.
Yeah, right. But what else was I gonna say? I think most people agree with this. Jack Black stole the show. He was
Yeah,
so great as Bowser.
yeah. I mean, I know some people were complaining like how Bowser, like his motivation to marry Peach. I'm like, that's like every game. Like, have you ever played a Mario game? He's always taking
I
her
think that I
to
think
marry
people
her.
wanted something serious.
I mean,
But
I was gonna talk about the stuff that like why critics didn't like it
oh yeah, we can
with
talk about that in a little bit.
yeah.
But the part that made me chuckle was just when Bowser's like, he says to Kamek, "Come jam with me," and then he taps on the piano seat. That's so stupid, but it was so funny too.
Well, I like the joke where like, did you really think I'd marry you? He was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's all he wants. He wants to rule all these people and have these people to sacrifice just for Peach.
He's a simple man. I mean,
And I like the Peaches song too, because that was stuck in my head after the movie too. Like when he's just singing, "Peaches, peaches."
because I know they were saying like Bowser's going to show his musical side, which like, whatever. I mean, I didn't think much of it, and actually got a kick of the song.
Well, because they let Jack Black. I'm 100% sure, or at least I'm 90% sure Jack Black wrote that.
I I thought I saw he didn't write it, but I don't remember to be honest.
I have to look this up now. I'm pretty sure because I don't know if you've seen any of his other songs that he's done. It's like his style. He's a really good singer, Jack Black, and a good songwriter, but he just likes to sing about stupid things, which is amazing. Hold on, let's look it up real quick. Who wrote Peaches? Who wrote this? People are saying that Peaches can be nominated for an Oscar for next year.
That'd be great if it won, just because. I mean, what else is out there? Some generic trash.
All right, so it was written by Jack Black and a couple other people. But yeah, it was that song was so funny.
I think it really shows his motivation for marrying Peach. Like he's just no motivation. He's just stupid, and he just wants to marry for the sake of marrying her.
Yeah. Jack Black was great. I was a little apprehensive when he was casted because I thought it was going to be. I think I said this before. I thought it was going to be School of Rock Jack Black.
I mean, a lot of those people like that were cast. It's I know them from other stuff. So like, what's his name? Keegan,
Michael
whatever.
Key. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they cast him. It doesn't sound anything like Toad. They obviously modified his voice.
Yeah, they could have just, for him, they could have just got anybody.
Because not like he didn't. I mean, Toad wasn't much of a character, which is fine. I mean, Toad's just a guy. He's a side character, so it doesn't matter. I thought Kamek was good.
Yeah, he was in the movie a lot more than I thought he would be.
I feel like it made sense. I mean, you need Bowser to talk to someone, and Kamek is, I mean, in the lore, if you care about that, he's one that raised Bowser.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Ah, see, I did not know that. Because I just like that one part where Bowser's saying all that stuff to Peach, and he looks over to Kamek, and he's like, "Yeah, you're doing good."
Or was it Bowser said, "You really made a guy come out of his shell."
Yeah. So
And
bottom line, Jack Black, best part of the movie.
also, I think he sounds the most like Bowser without having to try too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I thought when you said that thing where it's going to show Bowser's musical side, I thought it was going to probably be some cringy, like loud, bombastic musical number. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what
like
I
something
was
like that too
thinking.
worries me. Like,
But no, no, it's just him on the jamming on the piano, singing about Peach. I think it helps with this movie where they know it's kind of a joke, but they play it straight. It's kind of like the Cobra Kai effect, where what's happening is really dumb, but because the characters take it like the situation seriously, it makes it so much better. And I'm
Well,
glad they did that too.
I think that's why a lot of people didn't like it because I was curious to read some of the reviews why people didn't like it. And I think it's because it took itself seriously. People wanted like some meta, not taking itself seriously kind of movie.
Yeah,
And
like
I don't know why.
ugh. Scream really killed the movie industry with that stuff, with the meta.
I like I really began to hate the word meta because remember like when The Matrix 4 came out, people were praising it for its meta stuff. Like it was an awful movie.
I didn't see it, no.
I saw it. It was I was dragged to see it. It was awful. People like to say it was great because of the meta references. I'm like, it's still terrible. It still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like A Million Ways to Die in the West. They try to be meta, but it's just terrible.
Yes, like please, I hate the word meta. If I never hear that word again, I'd be so happy.
So I guess that's a nice segue into talking about the disconnect between the critics and the audience score. And to all the critics, I don't know what they were expecting out of a
Well, people
Mario
expecting like
movie.
something more. I've seen people say they wanted like uh almost like a Game of Thrones between like the several kingdoms. I'm like,
Oh my
I think you need to
god.
be taken out back and like beaten severely because I don't know why you were expecting that.
I mean, so there's two sides of the spectrum, right? There's playing it safe, which is this movie, and that's what you had to do. You had to play it safe. You couldn't do anything crazy. And then there's doing something crazy like the 93 one.
But like, is it really playing it safe, man? I feel like it's lifting as close as you can, like the games onto the movie screen. I mean,
Well, that's what I kind of mean by playing it safe, where they got the adaptation right, and that's like the bare minimum you have to do. They got it right. It wasn't like the 93 one where it was just a complete disaster and
there's
no
like
one
no
knew what they were
resemblance.
doing. But they at least nailed that. And I think people maybe wanted them to take it a step further, but just kind of like, well, this is a good starting point. You can do that with the sequels, but they nailed about everything right, and that's all they had to do. So I think that's why I'm definitely more lenient on it, because this thing could have been another disaster, and it wasn't.
I mean, to me, it's kind of what I didn't have much like high expectations, but it's kind of what you would kind of want from a Mario movie. I mean, that's why I liked it. It's kind of what you would want or what you'd expect.
Yeah, I think people are spoiled by the MCU and how long those movies are, because I can imagine some comments are like, "Oh, I wish it was longer. I wish it was 130, 140 minutes." No, this movie is sleek. It's to the point. As we said, maybe in some sections they could have added more, but like that, that's not like 10 minutes they're adding. That'd probably be like 2, 3 minutes scene.
Here and there, maybe,
Yeah,
but like,
2, 3 minutes total. Because I do know there's idiots out there who believe that just because a movie's over a certain duration that it's automatically better. Those people are stupid.
oh yeah, I
They
mean,
should play in traffic too.
well, I've also seen some complaints or like, I mean, this is where I do feel like a lot of people are writing like their reviews are written by AI, not humans, because a lot of them said, "Oh, I wish I was playing the game instead of watching the movie." Like, an abnormally high. So definitely some AI Chat GPT involved with that.
What
But
does that
some of them
even
were
mean? I'd rather be playing the game.
I guess they were saying it was like it
Because
was
they're
90
bored?
minutes.
Is
Like
that what they're saying?
I guess they're saying it wasn't entertaining enough for them. Like it's 90 minutes. I mean, jeez.
Yeah. At least I'm content that the audience likes it a lot more than the critics.
But I guess the one complaint that I really don't understand is when people are saying this feels like one giant advertisement.
Yes, I saw that a lot thrown around too, and I don't really see that. Maybe they meant before the movie started, at least in our movie theater. There were a lot of Nintendo Switch ads, whatever, but it wasn't like blatant Sony product placement.
I mean, there was an old NES. If you consider that product placement, I think you need to go. You're a little 30 years late for that or whatever. 40, almost 40 years late.
I guess maybe that's what they meant, that there's just a lot of references, but the references weren't in your face. There was just like maybe the Charles Martinet one, like he was in it twice.
But I don't think most people knew he was the Mario's father. I mean, I think everyone knew he was
Yeah, the
uh,
guy at the
just
playing the
Giuseppe
arcade
or
game.
Jumpman, whatever. I don't know. That one I don't get because like these are the same people who like praise Marvel movies who are literally like trying to get you to buy toys. That's why characters change costumes so many times and stuff. Or that's why Star Wars keeps having that stupid Baby Yoda all the time because it sells so many toys.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of references. I think anybody with eyes could see that, but
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like advertising where Mario pulls out a Switch or whatever and it just says on the back Nintendo.
it's like 5 minutes of Mario playing like a Switch game.
Mario pulls out his phone, it's like a Nintendo phone. I
I
think.
don't know.
Oh, do you have anything else to say about the maybe disconnect?
I mean, like if people don't like, whatever, but like that's the kind of stuff that's like I don't get. Like an advertisement,
Because I
I
think
think you,
what I'm always thinking is, what were you expecting? That's how I usually go into movies and I base my opinion off of. Like, if let's say there is like let's say the Lord of the Rings, right, and you're watching that, you have higher expectations and you know kind of what's going to happen. Well, not what's going to happen, but you kind of know the situation and whatnot. But with this movie, it's you're not expecting a fantastical where this character goes on this grueling journey and learns so much about them. No, you're expecting a simple adventure, kind of like the game.
yeah, that's like the difference. Like you gotta judge what it's trying to be and what it is versus what you hope it to be for some reason.
Yeah, those whoever said that I wish there to be the geopolitical Game of Thrones angle. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is wrong with you?
No, like I'm jaded. Like they, this is why like you were taken out back and beaten severely with like a big wooden stick.
What is wrong with you? Don't
A
be that
lot.
guy. Don't be those people who wanted that. And I'm sure there's people who wanted Bowser to look even scarier or whatever.
Well, that's like a. I think I don't know if I told you on this, but like, um, in Smash Brothers, like that's why Bowser doesn't use his voice from the games because in Sakurai's mind, Bowser's a big scary monster, not this like goofball who plays Mario Kart and like games with Mario.
Yeah, that's just
Those OC, like he
he
won't let them go.
literally will play board games with them and plays baseball with them. Like, what is he talking about, Sakurai?
Because I think he's stuck from his like original vision from like 1985 with the fact that Bowser's never really been a big scary villain consistently. So he's been very goofy.
Especially in this movie.
And that's what he is. That's his character.
Yeah, he's not. He's not the businessman like the Donald Trump of the '90s.
Where's my pizza?
Yeah. You know, it'd been really kind of funny if they had a little visual reference to the '93 movie. I know that would probably everyone would probably hate that.
I think Miyamoto like would like pull out his gun and shoot
Yeah.
you.
But like I think that would have been neat. At least I think that would have been neat.
You know what they could have done? I don't know if you know this, but they could have had like the original directors get killed somehow off screen. Because did you know that when the Fan Four stick came out, Marvel Comics had the original actors like get like into a terrorist attack or something, like kill off the actors in their comics?
What?
'Cause I don't know. I think they were mad because get the rights to Fantastic Force. Like that's their way of like getting back at Fox and like the actors. They had the actors die in some like horrific accident in their comics.
God.
I remember when I saw that, I was like, "What's wrong with you people? Like you're such man children."
I mean, it would have been neat to had like John Leguizamo had a vocal cameo.
Well, you see, he doesn't want to see it. He's like, it's like some of the
Yeah,
movie's racist.
yeah, I saw that. I saw what he was saying, which I really don't want to get into.
Well, I'm just that's why he's not going to be in it. He's
Well, I'm just
very
saying
much.
beforehand, that would been hit a nice vocal cameo because I thought for what the '93 movie is, I thought it was well casted. I thought Bob Hoskins was great as Mario. It's what you would want out of live action as terms of looks,
Yeah.
not the movie, but trying to
Also,
think
I
of
mean, I just
other.
don't get this like attachment to the role. I mean, that's like a universally panned movie.
Oh,
Probably doesn't
Leguizamo.
blight in his career.
Which guy?
Like Wizamo.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, I don't know why he has such attachment to the Luigi role. I mean, he did it one time, 30 years ago.
You were
No one,
drunk
no one
half the
likes it.
time anyway, filming it.
Yeah, like I don't know why he'd be all attached 30 years later, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things. Other pauses. Oh, the animation was actually really good. And maybe I haven't watched an animated movie in a while, but like watching this and comparing it to The Incredibles from 2004 with the lighting too, is just ridiculous how far CGI and animated movies has come in like less than 20 years.
Have you not seen that many animated movies recently?
Not recently, no.
Oh, because I mean, I did see the new Puss in Boots, but that's a
Well,
whole
that's like,
different thing.
yeah, different style. I mean, maybe I seen Toy Story 4. I think I saw that.
Oof,
But
I didn't see it, but
it's just like the lighting and everything was so great. I was like, this looks amazing. It's
just the
very
fact that I like that it looked at like the world, brought to life for the most part.
yeah, it looked the world looked there's so many colors. It's a very visually appealing movie. It was dazzling and I was like, "Oh wow, this is so nice." Like what a jump CGI animated movies has made. Because like
And about
imagine comparing this to Toy Story, the very first one. You'd be like, "Oh my god."
oh yeah, because Toy Story had like they couldn't show any humans, right? Because they couldn't like
Well, they had
make it look
Sid.
good.
They had Sid.
Except in maybe Andy, but like that's what they
Do you
didn't
remember the
show any
dog? What
people.
he looked like? He looked
Oh yeah.
like a plastic snow cone.
It's a good thing they did toys because they'll make at least that they look plasticky.
Yeah, it's crazy how far that has come. Trying to think of other. Oh, I saw people said they wanted cameos of Mario and Wario and Waluigi, but just like no, no, no.
I think I said in our the original Mario Bros. 93 review, I thought Charles Martinet's cameo might have been Wario. I was definitely wrong on that, but
Yeah, I think they. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Martinet didn't voice like Jumpman or whatever. You
oh,
know?
like the original Jumpman?
Yeah, because
We never had a
Martinet took
voice.
over in '96.
No, it was a few years before that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, there was like 93 he started.
Oh, okay. I just wish
Because
they had more Martinet in it because this guy has been he is synonymous with Mario,
yeah,
his voice, and he only had like a very brief cameo.
that's what I was hoping he might have been Wario because he does like talk in Wario like full sentences and stuff now. Like more articulate than Mario.
You think Mario doesn't know how to speak English?
Or I always think of like the Mario and the Luigi games.
Yeah, yeah. What they think Italian is.
And now people are speculating where do they go from here? Because people
I
are saying now they're gonna do like a Legend of Zelda movie, a
Oh
Metroid movie, a
God,
Kirby
no!
movie,
Oh
a whole
God,
Smash Brothers movie, which I
no,
think is a horrible
no,
idea.
no, no! I think they should probably just stick with Mario. Maybe you could do a Zelda, but the biggest problem they'll face is one, Link doesn't speak at all. He just like grunts and makes noises.
I mean, he's gonna have to speak. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I know they're gonna do that, but then that's probably gonna anger a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's not like Link to speak or whatever." Oh, duh.
he's gonna. I mean, you can't have not say a word. I mean, that'd be so weird. It's weird enough in the games, but
Yeah, everyone's just talking to Link and he just doesn't say anything. He's just
he's like
staring at
nods
them
and stares.
blankly. I'm against them making a Zelda movie, but Zelda's probably their best shot at making a coherent movie.
I mean, it's not like they have to stick with Illumination. Like maybe if they stick with Illumination for the Mario stuff, but if they want to like we were saying live action, which I would almost prefer
For
just so they
Zelda?
don't do a Smash Bros. Crossover.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, it could be animated too. It's not like it matters.
Oh god, could you imagine a Smash Brothers movie? Who would they fight?
We keep
Master
saying like,
Hand?
yeah, something stupid like that. I can understand if you only have a Mario universe because I mean it's already kind of they already has that already. Like you there's like Luigi games, Wario games, Donkey Kong games. You could turn that into like a Mario Cinematic Universe or an MCU, if you will, and it'd be the best MCU known to man. But it's already kind of set up for that. Like I know they're already talking about like a Luigi's Mansion movie, the Donkey Kong movie. I think that's probably why they casted Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, so he could be the lead of the Donkey Kong movie.
I mean, I'd probably watch it. I'd definitely watch it over anything of the The original MCU.
What original? No, this is the first MCU.
That's true. Because I saw people saying they want Star Fox, they want Metroid, and
I mean, they could work. It's just I don't think they should cross over.
yeah, I really just don't think they should make those as movies. Honestly,
'Cause I know like the multiverse is a big thing now, but like not everything has to be a multiverse.
yeah, you know, you could go against the grain every now and then. You don't have to follow everything.
It's just it's gonna be so cringy. It's gonna be so forced. It's just gonna be stupid.
Yes, I think there's definitely room to improve if they have a sequel. Me personally, don't have any pop songs in it. Please don't, because like that's what makes it feel more like a Minions movie. Because the Minion movies have that. They have those annoying pop songs that just start blaring out of nowhere, and you kind of want to
Yeah.
separate yourself from that. And then when you do stuff like that, it makes it kind of hard.
Well, what if that's like the general audience sort of thing? Like, people like me appreciate the video game music and stuff, but I can't imagine the average audience would. Like people we saw it with, I don't think they would really care.
I don't know. It's just yeah, you're probably right. General audience is usually pretty dumb.
I mean, most of them, don't really notice the music in movies. At least I think. I don't think they would really notice or appreciate all the work that went into this movie's music. But
No, they definitely wouldn't.
oh, even like the sound effects too. Like it was like it's all pulled straight from the game. Like not to go on too much of a tangent, but like every time Kamek teleported, that's the music he uses when he teleports in games. I don't know if you
I
recognize
did
that.
not recognize that. No.
Into Mario World, like he would teleport and make that exact noise.
Yeah, you're more of the Mario expert than I am.
Like even the mini mushroom, that's the exact sound effect they use in these Super Mario Bros.
No Babam in this movie. There's King Babam.
Yes, which I was kind of surprised to see.
Babam. Maybe that's why, because it's in the '93 one, and there's like a Reebok sticker on it. Dinobot, whatever it was called. No Thwomps either. That was in the '93 one.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have many Goombas. It was mainly just Koopas. I guess to keep the whole theme of like Bowser and the King of the Koopas.
I mean, I guess maybe they realized that how easy and how lame an army of Goombas would really be.
Yeah, they have no arms. They had Shy Guys though. I was kind of surprised to see some Shy Guys.
Yeah,
And to
they
sniff
kidnapped
it.
Luigi and they did like the wow, whatever the little
That guy
noise.
was not credited, and I know I don't think he really gets credited, but they reused the sound effects.
Oh, really?
Tough
Yeah.
scene.
Trust the fungus.
I guess if they're gonna make, obviously they're gonna make a sequel. Like they haven't said officially yet, but it's made too much money not to have a sequel. Who would you like to see in the sequel?
Uh, I don't know because the problem is they showed King Boo already. King Babam blew up.
I mean, they could always have a new King Babam.
That's true.
I know they also they have the Yoshi Easter egg at the end of the.
Yeah, I did not. We did not see that actually. We left the theater. I don't know too many like big Mario villains. Like, would they do PD Piranha? But PD Piranha is not as big and profitable, maybe, or well known as Bowser. I think
Yeah,
they would probably have somebody break Bowser out and they team up with Bowser. That's what I'm
well, I mean,
thinking.
Petey Prom would be more of like a boss or like a big goon,
Yeah.
like that Koopa who uh killed himself.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Because I guess if people want to see like either Daisy or Rosalina from Mario Galaxy. It's like, who I want to see? I want to see Wario.
You want him to be the villain?
Yeah, why not?
Him and Waluigi?
I mean, maybe Waluigi, but I'd like to, because I mean, King K. Rool would obviously be the GOAT
Donkey Kong?
choice. That's gonna be safe for Donkey Kong.
Maybe like King Boo. But that's for Luigi's Mansion then, if they're gonna do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's also again like the RPG games which they could pull from, but then that starts getting a little too weird of stuff, which I don't think they'd ever would do again.
No, they definitely are gonna try to not do too much weird things. I mean, it'll be amazing if they bring back Dennis Hopper somehow. And it's just everyone's CGI, and he's just there bathing in mud or whatever it was in that one movie.
It's almost like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like reverse.
Could you imagine there's a Super Mario crossover with the live action movie?
The Mario multiverse?
Yeah.
No.
Mario in the Kingdom of Multiverse or something.
No, no, no.
They go to
Please
Dino
don't.
Hatton.
Then they're gonna make the Smash Bros. Movie a reality if they go to Dino Hatton.
And then the movie's going to make a bunch of uncomfortable 9/11 references. It's
Hey,
Christmas
Luigi, I remember that
flower!
building being there.
Luigi, what happened? Where'd the Twin Towers go?
Like the Shy Guys, took to control the plane.
Jeez.
Because they're from like the Sandy area.
Ah, jeez, Craig. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. This is not like my therapy session. This is our reviewing session.
So, obviously, this is a lot better than the 93 one. I think that goes without saying.
You'd be wrong. I saw a review where they were saying the 93 one was better.
No, I think that those people are probably mistaking them, taking liberty, I guess, and I'm using liberty lightly here, and them doing something different as compared to this movie. But I
That was
think
basically like, yeah, they're arguing like, oh, this one tried to be different. I'm like, well,
that I mean, they
you're
tried,
off the rails.
yeah, trying with like conviction, and then trying and missing are two different things. And they completely like missed. They swung and missed. But I will say though, I will end on this, or at least I'll end my thought with this. The 93 one does have a special place in my heart, as we talked about. I watched it a lot as a kid. This
Yes,
movie's
same.
so much better though. It is.
Yeah, this is the
It
movie
gets
we wish we had.
it gets Mario right. Yeah, we wish we had this. Watching this on DVD instead of the 93 one. But I still like for what it is, even though it's all weird and it's a disaster. I still like that one. It's not a good movie though. I see people saying that also. Where like, was the '93 movie secretly good? No, it was never good. It's a disaster.
Oh,
It
where's your
definitely,
pizza?
yeah. Where's my pizza? It holds a unique place in gaming movie history.
It was the first live action adaptation, right?
Yeah, it's the first one, first and last for a while.
I mean, is
Yeah,
it fair to say this is the best video game movie adaptation? Definitely, I mean, I could say for me, it's the best one I've seen.
yeah. It's probably better than Detective Pikachu. I definitely enjoyed this more than that. I haven't seen the Sonic ones. I don't imagine I ever will.
I definitely won't.
I'm trying to think. Mortal Kombat. I have no interest in seeing those, but just on what I know of them, this movie's definitely better than the Mortal Kombat movies from the '90s, hand down. Apparently, those are worse than the Super Mario one from the '90s.
I'm
I don't know how that's even possible.
trying to think. There's like all those Resident Evil ones,
Those don't
which I
count.
don't think were ever good.
Final
There's.
Fantasy, right? Isn't there movies for Final Fantasy?
I was thinking like, yeah, yeah.
I
I
think so.
don't
I
know to
think
be
there's
honest.
two. I think there's two.
Those are all those Tomb Raider ones that haven't succeeded.
Yeah, I could care less for Tomb Raider.
Oh, the Uncharted movie, which I think is a terrible
Oh
one.
my god, we should talk about that.
Oh no, you've seen it?
I did see it, yeah.
Oh my god. I told you, your boy Reg told me to see it, and I haven't
Yeah,
seen it still.
I know. You haven't seen. You should watch it.
I was like, well, I don't want to see it.
Well, I guess we could possibly end there then. A little prelude to what we might do next week. But
I thought we
I,
were gonna do Pokemon next.
who cares? But I do recommend this movie. Actually, I recommend it to everybody. I'm surprised at how much I liked it. I went into it with an open mind, but I was expecting a mess. And I'm gonna say it. I think the critics got it wrong.
I mean, is it really that much of a controversial opinion? The critics are notoriously, glue sniffers.
But like, it's not getting ravaged in the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 57%. It's not terrible. It's not great. Like, obviously, you want something that's fresh on their website, but a 57 is respectable in my books.
Well, I'll take it back what I said. I mean, is it really fair to call them glue snippers if they don't write their own reviews? If they're having like AI write it for them?
Yeah, I mean, like again, as we said, what were you expecting from a Mario movie, no less?
Some people say, "Oh, it's you want better stuff." I'm like, I don't know. Like, I thought it was good
We
for what it
always want
was.
better stuff, but then there has to, I don't know. I feel like there has to be context.
Yeah, it's also just being content. I mean, call me low IQ, but I'm okay with this.
It's a step in the right direction, and as I said, they can improve on it. And as far as Mario in movies is concerned, that's all you need to do.
Yes,
That's
this is
all
the
you need
beginning
to
of the
be.
first and last MCU.
Yes. They didn't make a disaster. Uh, they didn't publicly embarrass Nintendo like they did 30 years ago. That's a step in the right direction, and I'm definitely more curious now on what they will do next. They'll
And there's
probably
probably gonna be an announcement soon because I can't imagine. Again, made too much money. It's gonna.
be, yeah.
It might be the highest grossing animated movie of all time.
Oh no, it's definitely not that right now, at least.
They're saying it's on pace.
Oh, I mean, yeah, probably. It grossed 445 million.
I'm just saying what I saw. It's on pace. It's already beaten so many, broken so many records.
I mean, definitely if it makes $1 billion, they're probably gonna do like a Luigi movie and then Super Mario Bros. 2,
It's all a dream. It's gonna be all a dream.
and those probably won't come out for 2 to 3 years. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, step in the right direction. I approve. I like it. What say you?
Yeah, I like that too. And Dana liked the too. If that matters to anybody, he's just not here.
Yeah. He did not fall asleep in the theaters again, if anyone was wondering.
I
I
mean, he
think
could have. He wasn't next to us.
that's true. I think we can end it there then, right? I think we summarized all our points pretty succinctly.
I concur.
Okay, okay. Well, this has been the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I am Colin.
I'm Craig.
Trust the fungus.